What up, everybody? Happy Mother Father's Day. Even though I don't celebrate that bull beep. But today is Sunday, June the 19th, 2022. Time is 2 p.m. Central Time. Today, my brothers and sisters, we got to blow some cookies because you're more than human. You are larger than life. Unfortunately, we brought the frame that's been given to us by the dominant culture, so we're going to destroy that bull beep today. Now, like all of my shows, it comes with a severe warning, especially today. Today's show comes with a severe warning because I'm amped up. I'm always amped up, but more amped up than usual because of your divinity. And if you are not able to reframe your entire worldview, whatever you believe, it ain't beep. You need to throw it out. So once again, today's message is not a new believer show. You do not want to be listening today if you are sensitive, if you are a traditional Ebenezer Baptist folk, if you still vibrating with that now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep this position. Hopefully the sound is coming through okay, because today it's no more play. It's time for everybody to shine. Now, I say this all the time. I'm not saying it because I want to rhyme. I'm saying it because it's really your time to shine, even though it does rhyme. So let me make sure you understand. Today is June the 19th. It's interesting that Father's Day and June the 19th fell on the same day. So I notice most people are talking about Father's Day. Very few people are talking about Juneteenth, especially here in Texas, because it's primarily a Texas holiday. And it's interesting that they both fell on the same day because it dilutes or it waters down the effectiveness. The same way the dominant culture has diluted and watered down your effectiveness. So, unfortunately, you cannot be who God has designed and gifted you to be because you cannot see. And the reason that we cannot see is because we cannot be. Now, tonight we start day one of our 8-day journey as we go through the dimensions of consciousness to go back to the universal construct, to get past the outer court and go into the holy place, past the brazen altar where we can see God face to face. Now, unfortunately, again, this is not a new believer show. If you are a new believer, you should not listen to this show for your own safety, because the physical universe is independent of us. In fact, the physical universe is created by us. The physical universe is created by your mind. Unfortunately, as we will destroy starting tonight, cost is $129. If you have not paid it, just go to the website, masterteachers33.com. Click on the link that says donation. Won't be doing any freebies on this series because this is a must academy. This is an 8-day dialogue as we go through the esoteric overstanding so that way you can understand that the observers are responsible for determining the physical reality. Unfortunately, you're not observing. You're judging. It's not your fault they taught you that shit at Ebenezer Baptist. Again, this is not a new believer show. So if you're a new believer, the today's show, you don't want to be on today's show. Today's show, I am larger than life. There is no problems exist in my frequency. I do not understand, nor do I want to understand, low vibrational mother beeps. I already been there. That's why I understand it, so I no longer desire to understand it. So I show strength, even though I contain weakness. Let me say it again. Just like anybody else, if you cut me, I bleed. But nobody's going to cut me because they think I don't bleed. That shit is not by accident. Every time I go to the hood, the wife is very afraid. She does not go to the hood with me anymore because I go to the deepest, darkest parts of the hood. with the intent of establishing eye contact to make sure that the down gaze is established due to my level of confrontation. What you say doesn't mean shit. How you say it does. Now, in order for you to understand what I'm about to say, it is imperative that I'm coming from the frame of God, not man. So my frame is different from yours, or the average Al-Kibilan. Most people do not understand that the observer determines what is observed. Most people do not understand what we're going to be breaking down starting tonight. That is, we are not human beings. We are soul beings. We are solar beings. We have infinite, eternal, spiritual constructs. I am, therefore I exist. We are the creative force on this mother beat. In other words, you are God. God ain't no some dude or dudette far off in the mother beat sky. We chose to take on physical form to experience the limitations of matter. If you cannot understand that statement, we can't be friends. Now, I like you. I appreciate you. But I cannot afford to hang out with limited frequencies because I don't want you to ruin my high, even though you can't. You see, you must understand that, number one, you are unlimited. You got unlimited options. Number two, you are in high demand. Number three, you are valuable. Number four, you so busy chasing purpose, you ain't got time to play. Number five, men must be masculine while making women feel feminine, and women must be feminine while making men feel masculine. You can't do that. Stay on the porch. Go to church. Now, I need to understand the statement so you can understand, because this is what we're going to be breaking down tonight. Tonight, we start going down the must so we can destroy. First of all, we've got to identify the massive problem. Problems are good because problems are opportunities in disguise. So you dumb yourself down to matter to play a game called life. That's what you did. You just don't know. You forgot. I'm here to remind you of your magnanimousness. So I thank God that some of you guys are waking up and shedding your caterpillar stage and going into the butterfly stage. It's awesome to observe. Welcome to the club. Some of you guys are still in the caterpillar stage. It's okay. I ain't mad at you, boo-boo. Take your time. But one day you gotta shed. Now, nothing wrong with being a caterpillar. Nothing wrong with being a tadpole. I was a tadpole too. I'm a grown-ass frog now, though. I used to be a caterpillar. I used to eat the crumbs off the white man table too. Now, remember, when I say white man, I'm not talking about the color white. I'm talking about the institution white, boo-boo. Elevate your game. So, no, I'm not against the white man, but he doesn't exist. That's just a vivid pigmentation of a limited imagination. Now, unfortunately, the average of keeping on is too busy, like today, celebrating Father's Day. How are you going to celebrate some shit that you're supposed to do normally? I don't celebrate just basic shit. Are you supposed to be a father? So I don't know, thank you. I don't need a Father's Day. Now, I'm not going to deny people who want to celebrate my greatness and my giftedness. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. That's why I don't celebrate birthdays. That's a curse. Why would I curse myself? Now, I don't mind people who want to celebrate my birthday, but I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't engage in none of these rituals that are called holidays that have replaced holy days. Because I'm not in the days, D-A-Z-Y. The average Al-Kibilan is in the days because he chooses to be, or she chooses to be. So now we get to destroy the construct of consciousness that controls the existence through what is called a force field. Now, you are forced to feel what you believe is real because you are reeling it in with your R-E-E-L, just like going fishing. Now, like every show we talk about, I say the same things, but I say it in a different way. Kind of like Paul, I became blank to reach blank. Then I became blank to reach blank. So I became all things to all people, just like Yahushua, the HaMashiach. Now, the average people doesn't understand that because they are stuck in one frequency, one wave, one verb, one vibration. But like the great Dr. Martinet, I over and understand plasmonics. And once you start to understand plasmonics, then you know that now you are a plasma being which operates on the placebo effect. Now, Big G, that's the mind, will, emotion, imagination, and intelligence of your people. See, the placebo effects works because there is no conscious medical, psychological, biological reason why the placebo effect work, except it is based upon the psychology of expectations. So research has found, this is psychologically proven by, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, all of those, colleges that y'all like, that I can give you a sugar pill and it will provide pain relief because you've been conditioned by your expectation to receive relief. What if I'm asking for a friend? I went to www.health.harvard.edu. I highly recommend that you go and check out the neuroscience behind what we're going to be sharing tonight and for the next 8 days. Now, remember, the reason why I'm larger than life, the reason why I'm more than a human, the reason why I am Superman in a melanated suit, the reason why I smoke demons and devils every day, the reason why I just closed on $1 million house and I'm driving around in my $100,000 car, because I'm a high-value mother beat. I'm not in the P-A-Z-Y, gaze, because I don't have a G-A-Z-E, gaze. Every Negro that I know is in a gaze that puts him in a daze. So he can't make no maze. That's what that means. That means that your gaze, men, have you ever noticed how a woman will gaze at you? Now, most women don't understand the psychology of a gaze. I can look in a woman's eyes and know. As soon as I walk in a room, anywhere I go, I purposely make no eye contact with nobody. Then, after about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, when I go to the gym, I do this all the time. I will go to the gym, I will walk straight to the treadmill, I walk straight to the weights. I make no eye contact with nobody, especially females. Then when I get to my station, I sit down, take out my cell phone, put in my earbuds and my headphones, I tune in I'm doing all of this, and I've never looked up. Once I'm all set, then I get up, and I stand, and I turn around, and I survey the field. And I look at everybody in the gym. And I notice when I make eye contact with the people who have a downward gaze and the people who don't. Now, men don't know that a woman must allow you If a woman makes eye contact with you and looks away, that means that she doesn't acknowledge you. She thinks your shit stinks. You're not worth her time. She sees no worth and value in you. Even if a woman looks at you and holds contact and smiles at you, she still sees no worth. Most men think that means come talk to me. It's only when a woman looks at you and looks down, then back up. When she's looking down, that's her telling you she sees you. A downward gaze is an indication in the psychology. Now, you have to go to the FBI Academy or go to another academy and pick up and understand nonverbal communication. So this is why I always ask for pictures. Why? Because your picture tells me you can talk, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. It is difficult for me to get pictures from women. Now, because the woman intuitively knows. She don't know this, but I know why she don't send me a picture, or why, even if I ask for a picture, it's usually not current. It's an old picture. Women ain't stupid, men. Women are way smarter than us. That's why I learned everything by studying the psychology of a woman, because women are the gods on the planet, not the men. Everything I've learned from women. So I know that what you say to a woman doesn't mean shit. How you say it means everything. I know that no woman talks to a woman has to get that shit out. That's what men, we call it gossiping. So as soon as the woman starts talking to us about her problems, what do the men say? We say the solution. And it shuts down the woman. She ain't telling you her problems, boo, because she needs you to solve them. Unless you ask. She's just telling them because that's how they process the problem. Now, the reason I'm telling you about relationships or about women is because the universe is a woman. It's called Gaia, where the earth is a woman. The universe is too. It is called Sophia, or Sophronismas. Another study for another time. Now, the average Negro has no idea that he's living in a feminine environment. So he thinks masculine. Just the reason why he got to work. Because if you treat a woman right, she'll pretty much do everything for you. Or she would empower you to be and do you. You'll have unlimited chi. That's why I got unlimited chi. I tell you guys all the time, everywhere I go, women give me their energy. And in exchange, I give them back my masculinity. Now, the average Negro has no idea what I just said. So let me say it again in English. See, energy flows where eye contact goes. So, unfortunately, you're probably not carrying yourself, men, as masculine, especially skinny jean wearing. I'll keep it honest today. Consciousness controls reality or matter by controlling the invisible force fields of existence. All existence, reality, is controlled. It is formulated in a evolving, predictable manner through the volition of your consciousness. Now, I don't want to give away the milk. I'm sorry, not the milk. I'm giving you the milk. I don't want to give away the cow. Otherwise, you have no reason to buy the milk tonight. Show starts tonight, usual time about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. Cost is $129. As we established that, number one, you are the god of massive problems. So what you did, you created a game, and then now you came down to play it. But you just forgot that you created problems so you can come down here and solve them. So you are him. You created massive problems in your life. So that way you can use your unique solutions. So that way you can take that solution to your starving T, time. So people are starving during this time. They need your unique solution to occupy their mind to solve their massive problem. So the time T, for you to S, shine in your starving market, so that way you can be you, because you are you're unique. So that way you can M, massive problem. So the MUST, what we're breaking down tonight, is reversed with TSUM. In English, there is an interesting word that, like all of these words, they create worlds. So I use words that create worlds I like to live in. I don't like living in the dominant culture's world. So I don't create words that control the field that is not real. So we live in a world that is based upon lies that has been spun by the dominant culture or the reptilians or whoever. So your job and my job is to understand that Groundhog's Day is the result of what we call lies. So my job and your job is to do this.
Volitional or volitional.
Let me say that again.
Volitional or volitional.
Your job is to be volitional or vote ion. You should vote on what you want to accomplish. The way that you vote is with your gaze, because your GAZE takes you out of your DAZE. Right now you are in a daze because you work during the weekdays. And because you work, that makes you weak, WEAK, and put you in a daze, DAZE, so you can get to the weekend because you are WEAKENED. You are weakened. So when I see your aura, your chi, and your prana, you no match for me. So any woman would choose me over you. Now, I'm not talking about you personally. Don't hang up. Now, ladies, you're the same way. Any man would choose you, ladies, over any other lady. Why? Your skin lets me in. So when I look at a woman's skin, that lets me know if I can go in. Because the skin is the largest instrument. Women, you play with your skin. So if you understand that the skin lets you in, most people are in the SK. They're in the snake skin. That means that they go up and down, up and down. So that makes men skittish. Now, we want to hang out with you, but you sing us the wrong frequency, the wrong wave, the wrong vibration. Because you're not operating in your full volt ion, your full voltage, or your full volition. So your job, my job, we're going to break down tonight, is to establish the frame that directs all of my attention to your picture. So the frame draws my gaze to look at your skin. And your skin is the largest instrument that is sending out a frequency wave of vibration that I pick up that says you're a goddess. That means that you are seductive. That means that you are sensual. That means that you're a sex machine. That shit makes you spiritual. That makes you sufficient. I know that you can supply all my needs. When you become sufficient, woo-wee, now you're superior, and now you're sophisticated. No man can unlock the key because he can't play your instrument. He doesn't have the right tune, unless he's a high vibration like Demigods, like me. Now, the average Negro doesn't know the tune. Like, name that tune, he can't name the tune. He doesn't understand the psychology behind the placebo effect. If he did, he'd have the pick of the litter. Now, let me make sure y'all understand. See, treating yourself with your mind Let me say it again. Treating. That means healing. So I don't call no reverend, no doctor, or no bishop to heal myself. I heal myself with my mind. Now, you should do the same thing. But again, we are conditioned that we need a God. We're not conditioned to frame our brain as God. Since your frame, which creates your focus, which creates your gaze, which control your days, which determine whether or not you get out of the maze. Groundhog's Day is the maze. No Alkebulan, or very few Alkebulans that I've met, especially males, black men for that matter, because again, I just happen to be black. Go figure. And when I talk to black men, they ain't got a clue. But why? Well, they think working during the weekdays is the solution. So they working. Now remember, I'm a retired worker. I did the same shit too. Then some of us, we're stuck in the past. See, don't let your past rules. I don't let your past rule your present choice. Most men making their present choices with past failures. So in other words, you're making a choice today based upon the volition from yesterday. Shit doesn't work, bro. So let me make sure you understand. Your mind is so powerful, it can actually heal your entire body. You need no medicine. You don't even need to drink water. You can pull water out of the air. If you got the sun and if you got the air, that's all you need. You see, the brain can convince the body. This is the placebo effect. The brain, your brain, can convince your body that you're healed or that you're sick. The brain can stimulate chemicals in the body. Now, according to Harvard Medical School, based upon a study done on December 13th of 2021, they are trying to figure out, because the results of the study is unbelievable. So you should be unbelievable. That's why I am larger than life. I don't believe shit nobody else says. I don't believe the shit I say. I don't believe me unless I'm telling me you're the baddest mother beep on the planet. I believe that. Everything else I reject. You're sick? Reject. You're poor? Reject. You're tired? Reject. You're thirsty? Reject. You need this? Reject. You need that? Reject. So half the shit I say to myself, I reject. I only accept you got options. Accept. You are in demand. Accept. You're the baddest mother walking around. Accept. You are a high vibrational mother. Accept. You are all about purpose. That draws punani. Accept. You need no mother approval. Accept. You have the ability to call those things that are not as though they were. Accept. You are divine. Accept. You are made in the image and likeness of God, the big one, not the little one. Accept. See, you have to understand how to bring every thought into captivity and see. The problem with the average Negro, he cannot bring thought into captivity. Thought captivates him. I have thoughts, they don't mean shit. Why? Thoughts work for me, bro. I don't work for them. So I don't give a shit what my brain says. I don't give a shit what my body says. My brain and my body works for me. The big G. So yes, I am larger than life. I am more than human. I stay up. I'm a high vibrational mother beep because I choose to operate in my masculinity, which allows every female that I know to operate in their femininity. So yes, women feel comfortable around me. You should ask yourself why. Now, I could be my daughters on the phone, they'll tell you. I could be my sisters on the phone, they'll tell you. Both of my sisters contacted me this morning and told me what they've been telling me since I was a kid. They don't call none of their other brothers. Remember, there's 13 of us. My sisters do not call me unless they want somebody put to sleep. They already know because they already made the mistake in the past. My sister got into an argument with her husband. She called me 30 minutes later. I was at the house. Cops were already there waiting for me because he knows me. So he knew I was coming to try to end his life. So they was hiding, waiting for me to get there. Thankfully, I was a cop too. I already knew that they was there. So I just showed them my badge. And we just agreed to put my sister and her and my little nieces in my car and took them to a safe place. My other sister refused to tell me when her husband was beating her. She called my other brothers and told them, but they don't call me. Nobody in my family calls me. My sons don't call me when they got a problem. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because you should be this, whether you are male or female. The difference between the male and the female is the female is operating in the divine feminine. The male is operating in the divine masculine. What does that mean in English? In English, this has nothing to do with the physical realm. I talk about physical stuff to give you a frame. That's it. So that way you can have a reference. But I'm talking about metaphysical stuff. So the word let me pull it up again, volition or volitional.
Volitional.
That means done of one's own will deliberately. Let me say it again. That means done of one's own will, W-H-E-E-L and W-I-L-L. My name is Will. So I only do things of my own deliberate, conscious choosing. That's the secret sauce. Now, most people accept life. They don't create life. When I say accept life, that means that you applied at 3 places. The place you really want, they didn't call you back. But the place that was like, you just took it because it was available, that means that you accepted it. Just like you may have 3 women you want to talk to. The woman you really want to talk to doesn't look up to you. So in her eyes, you're just a boy. Now, you don't understand why, so I'm getting ready to break it down so you understand. Because, see, there's people who go to your TikTok channel and they don't look up to you. They ain't buying shit from you. Now, you can post videos and you can do all of this stuff. Today's Father's Day, right? Today's June the 19th. Everybody is busy except for me. Like today's message, which I like messages like this or days like this, because this is when I try to drop the most knowledge because I have the fewest people. Why? Everybody's busy. That's the difference between a god and a demigod or a demigod. God. Now, God, we create demigods. Those are demonic. Demi means demonic. Just like the demiurge. The demiurge is the demonic urge. A demigod is a demonic god. So all of Greek mythology, every movie that we watch, those are all demon gods. So when you watch Thor and you watch all the Marvel comics, you should not marvel. Those are demons. Now, the reason I like this planet is because it's full of demons. Shit, we all demons. Unless we become more than a demon. So tonight we break down how to become more than a demon. And the way that you become more than a demon is you become invincible. You go back to source. That means you become one with source. When you can make the statement, death, where is your sting? Grave, where is your victory? When you can make that statement with your chest out and your head high, you are no longer a demon god or a demigod. Now, you are an individual expression of God on earth. Now, you are more than a human. Now, you are larger than life. Now, you can say what the scripture says. When God, the Bible, never the word human, person, and individual are not in the Bible. God only calls you a saint, a joint heir, and a royal priest. Those are the only frequencies, waves, and vibrations. You could throw in the word disciple, because Yahushua had disciples. I don't really think, I'm trying to remember, I don't think there's a verse in there where he calls them. Those were names placed upon them by others. So, as a joint heir, as a royal priest, as a holy nation, that just simply means that whatever, remember, an heir means inheritance. It's our inheritance. So we are heirs of all things because Christ is all things. We are heirs, if you want to use that term, of the kingdom of God. So the kingdom of God is within. The kingdom is the ability to unite your personality with your purpose. That's the kingdom. The word heir means partaker of his divine powers and benefit. That means me and you, we are partakers of his benefits. We are partakers. We are the inheritors. We have an inheritance. We are joint. We are co-heirs. That means whatever he got, I got. So I reframed my worldview. So I'm no longer in a daze, D-A-Z-E. I'm in a gaze, G-A-Z-E. So I can get out of the maze, M-A-Z-E. That's how I got out. So I got out by changing my gaze. So now remember, the word gaze is a very interesting frequency. It's a very interesting wave. It's a very interesting verb. It's a very interesting vibe of vibration. The word gaze means to look steadily and intently. Houston, we got a problem. Negroes can look, but the shit is not steady and it's not intent. As I talked about a couple of days ago when we broke down the intentional life. So every day I wake up, everything I do is the shit's on it. It's intentional, bruh. It's not by accident. So I don't accidentally stumble upon a cell. I'm duplicating the same shit over and over again because it works. So I can't have anxiety. I can only have anticipation. Ooh, how many sales I'm going to make today? Is it going to be $500? It's going to be $1,000? It's going to be $5,000? Am I going to do another $30,000 a day like I did a few months ago? Am I going to break my record? Maybe some days it's only $19.95. I'm not doing it for $19.95 or for $30. I'm doing it because I'm steadily, intentionally, consciously, pleasurably looking toward gaze into the eyes with wonder and admiration. I'm a kid playing a video game called life. So I'm fixed and I'm firm and I'm fair as I stare into this marvelous, magnanimous, stupendous adventure that we call life. And some people, like I used to be, they want to end it. I tried to kill myself 9 times. Remember, 50 got shot 9 times. I tried to end my life. Can you believe that? That's just crazy to me. The one that I will always remember was driving my bike out in front of an 18-wheeler when I was 13. Remember I told you guys I was so pissed off because the 18-wheeler was so tall from the ground to the bottom of the truck. All I did was bump my big-ass head on the damn muffler. And then it ran over, destroyed the bike, but I went under the thing and it just rolled right over me because there was so much distance between the ground and the bottom of the truck. Thankfully, I wasn't in line with the tires because it might be a different story. But I just got scratched up and I just got the car after it rolled over me. The dude realized he hit me, slammed on his brake, and I was so embarrassed I just grabbed my beat-up bike and I just ran. And I remember walking home crying. And I was saying to myself, damn, I must be an effing idiot. I can't even kill myself right. I can't do shit. Man, there were some dark days because I was in the daze. So when I talk to the average black man, it's sad. I just, it is so sad because it is almost impossible to make someone aware what they are not aware of. How can you be aware that you're unaware? The thing that gives me hope is the fact that life is going to keep whooping your ass. I'm excited for your failure. Because I know, just like me, eventually you're going to get tired of being sick and tired. One day, it may not be today, but one day the regenerative power of your divinity is going to rise up inside of your DNA and activate space-time, and then you will step into biocentricism. Now, it's probably not today, but one day, life will keep whooping your ass. Just stick around, bro. And you're going to get some understanding. Now, it takes some of us longer than others. It took me a while. Like I say, everybody on this call, y'all are gurus. Like for real. I talk mad shit, but let's be crystal clear. My black ass did not wake up till I turned 50. Light didn't even come on. So, well, maybe it started to flicker when I was 40. So I talk to men and they're in their 20s and their 30s. It's almost a waste of time. I know it, so I just say, yeah, well, I just wow, I just tell them what they want to hear, and I just go on back out there, bro. Hit that wall a couple of more times. Because I already know. Because I was, shit, I didn't listen to nobody either. I was too busy chasing that punani. And I was too busy chasing that paper. So somebody told me, I was like, yeah, this old fool don't know what the hell he's talking about. Next. That's when I talk to young bucks now. It's funny. Because I remember the older guys, when I was young, they used to tell me the same shit I be telling the young bucks today. The difference between me, though, and the young bucks that I talk to is my disposition never was one of disrespect. My disposition was one of show me the nail scars in your hand. I'm looking for young bucks who ask me that question, Doc, show me the nail scars in your hand. What that means is I love talking to men who say, I don't believe shit. You can talk all you want, man. Show me. Yeah. Them the dudes I like hanging out with. But you know what? That's an indication that they starting to wake up. I could not find no gurus, if you want to use that term, other than the 3, maybe 4 that I found. I'm talking about personal gurus. Not YouTube, the one that you can touch and see, that you walk up to, you go to their house, those kind of dudes. And I told you it was Charnel Nelson, Virtual Baird, Bernard Jordan, and Dr. Miles Monroe. Those are 4 black men that they either went to my house, or I went to their house, or I saw them in person. Bernard Jordan was 19 when I met him. 19, he was already a millionaire. I remember he flew into San Antonio And I was expecting somebody like, because at that time I think he had like 20 books. This is where I patterned my system after Bernard Jordan. Now, this is important, man. Don't get caught up in personalities. Get caught up in systems. Like the Deming system. Deming was an old white dude who changed Japan after we dropped the bomb on him. Now, then Japan became a world economic power based upon the Deming method. So when I met Bernard Jordan, he was just a little snotty-nosed kid. Now, to my knowledge, he's still around in New York, I think. Goes by, now I think he's a bishop or an apostle or something like that. And they, everybody labeled him kind of like they did Reverend Ike. So Bernard Jordan had a ministry called ZOE Ministries. I think he's still around. I think he's still up. Sorry if I remember correctly. But the thing that I liked about Bernard Jordan was the books. When he set out this table, that's where I got this from. I was a little kid at the time, and they came to the place where I was a minister at, and they did a leadership conference. And then, for some reason or another, those 4 men took interest in me and pulled me aside and said, "Yo, young buck, this is what you might want to do." And they had nail scars in their hand. I don't know if you heard the story of Dr. Miles Monroe, and again, he's not around. Cornell Nelson and Virtual Beard, these were 2 black men that was from the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, if I remember correctly, and they cast out real demons. They were eccentric dudes. They did weird shit. They were like me. They was strange. But I noticed when they walked into the room, pretty much every woman wanted to sleep with them. We in church. Now, when I say sleep with them, you got to understand what that means. Because the cookie is the woman's most prized possession. And so if a woman is willing to give you the cookie, that means she sees something in you. Whether you actually go through, it's not about the physical act. Remember, Jesus said, if a man thinks, he's already done. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm talking to you today about think. I'm talking to you today about how you think. And I'm trying to express to you today that how you think is flawed. Because what you're thinking is a chronic, low-grade inflammation. And that chronic, low-grade inflammation turns into a silent killer of dreams. It has pharmakeia or pharmaceutical. It's a pharmakeia or pharmaceutical mechanism of destruction. That's what Groundhog's Day, because Groundhog's Day is the release of feel-bad neurotransmitters. It is a complex neurobiological reaction to the fact that you're not in line with your attraction. Once you understand the pharmaceuticals behind low-grade inflammation, that means your body is inflamed. But you think it has to do with your diet. You think it has to do, oh, doc, I'm going to do this. You know how many vegetarians I know? They got all kind of health issues. Only because let me stop that. Stop saying that. You can't blame it on the wife. Now, before I got married, when it was just me, I don't really get into food like that. Like, before I met my wife, I lived in an apartment with no furniture, paper plates. I had an air mattress. And so when I would bring girls over, they would look at the apartment and they'd be like, "Where's your furniture at?" I'm like, I don't really need it. I didn't understand the game. I was making good money. Remember, I was the head of my own insurance agency. I had 5 people working for me. That's what got my black ass in trouble. But I didn't overstand and understand the way that you take care of yourself is an indication of the way that you would take care of someone else. So the same way when I see a woman who doesn't take care of herself, I know she can't take care of me. She can't take care of herself. Now, what I mean by take care of, I mean like basic. I love you, so I'm gonna wash my face. I'm gonna brush my teeth. I don't want to have dragon breath and be trying to kiss you. So I'm just gonna do basics. Well, I found out that shit is rare. That is superpowers. So the ability to love yourself is a superpower, as I now know. Because why? Most people don't do it. Now let me make sure you understand. Remember, let's go back to the $1 billion word again.
Volitional or volitional.
Negroes don't got that. Well, how come? Well, that means you choose your own WHEEL. Oh, damn. See, right now, you have to be somebody else. Not you personally, but, you know. So why? You don't see the value inside of yourself. So you're not more than human. You are human. You're not larger than life. You are life. So you can't throttle up. That means you can't show strength and mask weakness. That just simply means that people don't look up. When I say look up, they don't level up. So people can't hang around me unless they level up to me, because I make them feel, because I have consciousness about my divinity. Am I better than anybody on this call? Absolutely not. What did we talk about yesterday? Women, I said women got to have three things. Number one, women got to have a mental disposition that says, man, I am your battle buddy. What does that mean? That means, ladies, you're making a choice to tell your man and other men, I'm not going to use my mental superpower on you and F up your world. Because you can. Anybody seen Jean Grey? Out of all of Marvel comic characters and superheroes, who's the most powerful? I used to want to say that when I watched it, I said, damn, I want to be Wolverine. This fool can heal himself. You slice him up, he just remember Wolverine, he's a bad mother beep. Then I saw the Professor. This fool can go and F up anybody's mind. He just enter into your head and he have you walk around sipping soup out of a straw. And then I saw Jean Grey. Jean is code for genes. G instead of J. Gene. Gray is code for brain matter. The brain is gray. So Jean Grey represents telekinesis or telepathy or bio-telekinesis. The most powerful of all the comic superheroes in the world is the Phoenix. Because the Phoenix can rise out of the ashes. You can burn shit down. The Phoenix reconstitutes itself out of the ashes and comes back. So her superpower is so magnified. She has the power and ability to manipulate matter on the atomic level, behind the scenes. Ladies, y'all better stop playing with yourselves. And you mean to tell me you worried about a light bill? Or, this or that? Ladies, if you were to ever hang out with me for about a week, this is why I'm doing the whole breakfast thing. I'm going to invite people over. We're going to spend a week getting you into the proper frame. You are more than human. You are larger than life. You control the whole freaking galaxy, F the world, and the universe. You are galactic. Ladies, you are intergalactic. You are the Jean Greys of the world. Every woman I've ever met, whether it's in person and especially on this call, man, you can create and manipulate cosmic fire. You are freaking immortal. You can teleport. You are telepathic. You have telekinesis. but you don't have a proper worldview or cosmic view. It is not your fault because nobody told you. So I'm telling you today, stop playing church. Operate by changing your mental disposition. Excuse me. Because, ladies, the universe is feminine, or it operates on feminine principles. Tonight, we go deeper down the rabbit trail, especially for all of my goddesses on the planet, because your power is activated and constrained by your psychic connection. What that simply means, now, men, we are the same. It's just ladies has it in their DNA. Now, your DNA, and this is sometimes difficult for not only ladies but also men to understand, only because our DNA takes singleness, manipulated into duality, so we can experience triality, 3D. So when and if a woman or a man establish a disposition that says, I'm larger than life, I am more than human, I am an individual expression of God on earth. If a man does that, what he unknowingly does is he establishes what I talked about last night, the sugar daddy mentality or frequency that says, I am an old fool, meaning that all the tricks you playing, all the mind games, I'm up to speed. Number two, when you are a high vibrational god or goddess from a masculine perspective, you have thirst control. That just simply means you are the most thirsty, but you can carry yourself as if you are the most drunk or the least thirsty. And that makes you, number three, invincible. When a man is invincible, meaning if you are invincible, you should ask yourself the $1 billion question. The $1 billion question is always, men, ladies intuitively know what I'm saying. Men do not. Ladies are light years ahead of men in their telepathic, spiritual, cosmic connection. Like I told you, when I walk into the gym, I purposely don't look at the ladies because they are looking at me. So I must acknowledge their power by being non-thirsty. And then surveying the room and see which lady has selected me. Men, you can't select them. They must select you. Now, they don't teach you this. They tell you that you're supposed to go get a woman. Unless the woman yields, boo-boo, she going to Jean Grey you. She going to burn your ass up. So the word invincible means incapable of being conquered, defeated, and subdued. Men, step your game up, bruh. Your shit's whack. I mean, not you personally, but, your people you know. Now, again, we're talking about spiritual. This is the placebo effect. We're talking about how in the hell can I give you a sugar pill and cure you? I need somebody to break that down. I mean, I already know the answer. I'm just wondering if you know. So let me get this right. You could have blown third degree whatever. You got 30 days to live. The doctor send you home with a box of Ensure. You remember not to tell you guys, all my relatives, when they go to the doctor, they come home with that box of Ensure. I know that the doctor is like, oh, that nigga's gone. Sure enough, every relative that I have in my family that goes, like even my biological father, when he passed, his wife, when she passed, my brothers, aunts, uncles, they all came home with a box of Ensure and a box of designing water. Designing water is the only water in the VA hospital. No other water is given to a patient or anybody in designing except designing. In fact, most restaurants, most airplanes, they have, you should ask yourself why. That water contains the most lead and the most sodium, amongst a bunch of other shitness. Why? Nigga, we need you to just go ahead and die, you're taking up space. Too many of y'all on the planet. What is Ensure? Shit, you might as well go eat it, like, you might as well do what I do. You might as well just get you freaking 6 Snickers and eat them all at the same time. That's all Insani or Ensure is. So, you know you're going to die if you go to a traditional doctor, they send your ass home with a box of Ensure and some designing water. I mean, that's the death angel. He's just hovering around. Remember, they sent my dad home that night. We talked to him. I stayed with him all that Saturday. I was left back to the hotel. That night he died. His wife, before that, after I had cured her cancer, when I gave her my regimen and told her what to do, and she did it, she went to the doctor and all the symptoms was gone, so she went right back to doing what she was doing because she was cured. 30 days later, she was dead. Now, I ain't no guru. I am a god, but I ain't no guru. I mean, we are gods and goddesses. But the problem is, most women, they don't understand they have Jean Grey powers. They don't understand that they can go past psychic barriers and they can create psychic barriers. So I'm a professional mentalist. There used to be a series on, I think it was NBC, called The Mentalist. That pretty much was a whole series about me. So if you want to understand how my brain works, go watch that series, The Mentalist. So it's interesting who's stronger, the Scarlet Witch. Remember Dr. Strange, the Scarlet Witch? Ooh, you don't want me to break that one down. Her name is Wanda. Ooh. It's funny because my wife's mom's name is Wanda. I always joke around with her about, Wanda, blah, 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 because, super Christian, and she's a past, another thing for another time. But Wanda and Jean Grey, there's two forces, frequencies, waves, vibrations, if you will, when you look at how Marvel Comics, if there was a battle between the Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey, the two most powerful women on the planet, the two God-like, out of all they possess telepathic abilities to do things that other quote-unquote gods cannot. See, women have the power to twist and break men's reality. Men, anybody ever been in love with your boo-boo and to find out that you was number 3 on the depth chart? You ain't no shit. You thought, whole time you walk around and think you thought you was the only one getting a cookie. Come to find out you was like getting leftovers of leftovers of leftovers. Men, if a woman want to mess your world up, ain't shit you can do about it. Your world gonna be messed up. You might want to be very careful who you connect with. See, this is called the Alpha and the Omega. The Scarlet Witch, the Jean Grey. Most women, they don't know whether they are Scarlet or Jean. Do you guys remember the series I did on Eddie Frog? It's called Chaos Theory or Chaos Magic. Let me make sure y'all understand, because everybody has the power. Some people can keep that power in check. Some people cannot. Some people they have incredible power, but with great power comes great responsibility. Chaos magic is just what it says. Chaos. Your job is to understand whether you are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, which is this ability to wield. The difference between Jean Grey and the Scarlet Witch is the ability to will, to use volition, to have this ability of knowing your invincibility, but yet being able to direct it and control it in a manner that allows you to be insurmountable. That means your divinity is perfected. So Yahushua came to be an example of how to perfect your own divinity. That's what the whole story in the Bible is about. It's about understanding that if you are a God, and you are, if you are superhuman, and you are, if you are larger than life, and you are, if you are incapable of being defeated, and you are, if you are unconquerable, and you are, if you are unable to be overcome, and you are, why does all these things happen to you? What things I mean? I mean that we have, quote unquote, problems that we believe are incurable, or we can't overcome them. Now, invincible comes from the word vincible. Now,
Invincible.
That word vincible means capable of being conquered and overcome. Invincible means that you're incapable of being conquered and overcome. So tonight we get to break down the placebo effect of understanding how to control the cosmic realm, so that way you are not capable of being overcome. I'm not saying that you're not going to be tested, or that you will not be tried to see if you believe you. So when you get a dis-ease, that's Yahushua, the universe, seeing if you understood the result of the Harvard study that talks about chronic inflammation. Now, inflammation by itself that is acute is nothing. It is inflammation. Notice the word inflammation. It has the word flame in it. So when your internal flame becomes toxic, you cannot experience gain. The difference between me and the average of Kibelon is I have an internal flame, inflammation. But it's acute. It's not toxic. It's not chronic. So things that are chronic becomes toxic. Now, chronic means you're in Groundhog's Day forever. Once you get in Groundhog's Day forever, the flame is eternal. That means that when I find a man or a woman, like every man and every woman on this call, that does not have a vehicle by which to express, expose, and expand their internal flame, I know that that person will eventually experience toxic shame in the form of inflammation. Now, the word inflammation means inflaming. Inflaming is code for inflaming. Now, I'm pausing for theatrical effect. Your frame determines your gain. I have a frame. Remember what we said about the psychology of framing. which is really nothing but a belief. So I have a belief that says I am God. So I said, and Negroes cringe. You should ask yourself why. So when I go to the gym, I have a frame of reference. When I go to Walmart, I have a frame. I have an end frame that brings about and establishes an end flame. And say it again. We're going to be breaking this down even further tonight. This is what you must have. Again, the cost is $129. Go to the website, Master Teacher 33. Click on the link that says donation. Make the payment, $129. Join me tonight about 8 p.m. We start going some cookies. This is just the intro. So I got a flame. It's internal. And then I use it like a torch to burn shit up. So anybody that tries to defy me, a.k.a. stand in front of me to prevent me from expressing, exposing, and expanding myself is going to get their ass whooped. Vibrationally, of course. Spiritually, of course. I don't scar my knuckles up. I'm no Negro's hard-ass head anymore. So I fight metaphysically now. Now, when I was young, dumb, and stupid, I was doing like the Negroes do today. Everybody's hostile. Everybody want to express themselves. How the Negroes walk around with their hair up in a bun and skinny jeans on. I used to do that too back in my day. It was different. They had just, I don't much remember what the hell we was doing back when we was kids. I think it was pointy-toe shoes and, freaking baggy pants. Remember way back in the day when 50 was out and everybody was walking around with pants that you could put a freaking shotgun in your pants, in your legs, and you had enough room in your pants for a whole other person. Everybody was wearing baggy clothes, and then saggings came in and all of that stuff. Now niggas walking around with the Pee Wee Herman suit on. It's just crazy. We used to laugh at Pee Wee Herman when we were kids. Now every nigga I see walking around with a Pee Wee Herman suit on. It's crazy. So what's the point? The point is, there are women and there are men. These women and these men, they have an internal flame. This internal flame is creating redness, swelling, and pain. It disturbs the function of the body because the issues are not being expressed. So, I tell women all the time, some men can't take a woman expressing her issue. I am not one of those men. That's why I do Dependable. And everybody that asks me all the time, how do you counsel people all day and listen to people pour out their guts and all of their quote-unquote issues, and it doesn't manifest in your tissues? Because I know when a woman can express herself and all of her issues, and you create a safe space for her to express the issues, she finds her own solutions on her own, because she is actually God incarnate. So doing counseling, I just provide a platform for goddesses who have not gotten to the place, and for gods who haven't got to the place to express their own. So what I'm doing right now is expressing my internal flame. Because if I didn't have this platform to express, expose, and expand my flame, it will create inflammation. Inflammation is an indication of a lack of proper inflaming, which produces the state of being inflamed. Now, when you are inflamed, It means to kindle or to excite passions, desires. It means to arouse to a very high degree of passion and feeling, but you ain't got no outlet to express it. Once that happens, it manifests in your tissues as fire. That's kindled passion. Most problems are kindled passion. It's just boxed up passion. So all I do is help you express the passion. So if you do not have a platform, which is why I beg every person, especially women, to write a book, create a course, because it's not for other people. It's for you because you're God. And as an individual expression of God, you got a flame. And that flame is going to burn some shit up if it's not expressed, if it's not focused, if it's not harnessed or disciplined, and if it's not expressed in bite-sized pieces orderly. If it's not focused, disciplined, and order. If you do not take your energy and put it in the form of a product, service, or information, bam, you're going to explode. So that's all I do. We will continue tonight as we get into when we get into the unique solution, how to take your flame and package it in the form of a product, service, or information so that way you can experience gain instead of toxic shame. Men, same thing. Men, you're a lion. You're a king. You're the king of your jungle. Not the king of my jungle, but you're the king of your jungle. Thankfully, every lion has his own territory. So for the men, I got to help you understand that you are the most powerful entity on the planet. As such, you get to connect with your own Scarlet Witch or your own Jean Grey. And together, y'all can produce some chaos magic. Y'all can actually do something called the flame of fury of the cosmos. That means that you can create. If a god and a goddess ever get together, that's why it doesn't happen. They're coming out with a new movie. It's not out yet. And they're going to put it in the form of comedy because that's what Hollywood do to mask it. I think it was entitled, because it's called Thor, Love and Thunder. I think it's coming out. If it's not out yet, I think it's coming out. You want to watch that movie, Thor, Love and Thunder. Those two is going to break down. They're going to be talking about Heirs Gammas. Those two. Oh, it was locked? Oh. The wife was locked out. And so it's going to break that down in the new Marvel comic called Thor, Love, and Thunder. So I think I'm going to do a whole esoteric. I'm going to wait for the movie to come out, and then we'll break that down so that way you can understand how supernatural powers create what is called a cinematic universe, the metaverse. So it's gonna break down how if you are an immature, petty god, you get stripped of your powers and you get sent down here to Earth. So Earth is a place for immature, petty, irresponsible generators, operators, and directors. So the big G cannot have you up in the cosmos doing low-key stuff. Low-key means low-key. Low-key means logo, logos, low frequency, logos, L-O-G-O, logo. Look at low-key, L-O-K-I. That means you're low-key. The average out of keep it on, especially male, is low-key. All this is in the Marvel Comics. Remember the Gospel of Thomas, where it says, you will marvel. So if you're not Marvel, you can't control the comic or the cosmos. Brothers, sisters, this your boy. Remember the show starts tonight? It costs $129. For J Money, you got to pay extra, bro. J Money for you, it's $1,100, honey. $1,100, homie. I need my money, Day Money. Don't be playing my money, bro. I know where you live at. Now, I'm just playing with you, Day Money. Don't hang up, bro. Don't hang up. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know it ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Share about it tonight. Remember, cost is $129. Love you. Appreciate you. We'll see you later on tonight. God bless.